Ngunjiri Wambugu is asking question number 1. He's saying, under what process did we arrive at Matiang'i
yes.
as a presidential candidate? US has a problem with Iran because of what the Ayatollahs did when they took over the country. Trisha, we live in very interesting times. We live in interesting times because we live in a country where one member of a political party, like Honorable Edwin Sifuna, can disagree with the entire NEC. And when he disagrees with the entire NEC, we say he should be protected because his voice must be heard because we live in a democracy.
Good people, good viewers of the Citizens Mike podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good everything. I hope you people are doing quite well, just like myself here and my guest today here, Advice Mundalo. So today we are back because there is a lot that we really need to converse around. We are talking about the politics in the country. We are also talking about politics outside the country. And that is why I have Advice Mundalo here with me. First of all, it's long since we met.
Yeah, it's been about, not too long. It's not even a month.
3 weeks is a long time.
You
need to be coming
after another 3 weeks.
After another 3 weeks. Okay, otherwise, karibu.
Asante sana.
So what have you been up to this week?
I've been up and down. Yeah, kazi kidogo. You know, I run a communication consultancy firm.
Yes.
The Two Sense Leadership Institute. We've been having a lot of engagement within the communication world. I've been doing lots of trainings for different organizations. And by the grace, I've also been able to get some work and doing some training work for some of the governments within the East African space.
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
What I've been up to.
Oh, that's great.
And also
okay.
politicking, generally.
Okay,
yeah.
So I thought maybe you've been part of the PDF that is happening at Uhuru Park.
No, I've not been part of the People Dialogue Festival.
Yes.
But I'm aware that it's going on. It's a creation of the Center for Multi-Party Democracy. And I hope they're doing some good job. I just hope that we go back to those days when the PDF could be able to get sufficient resolutions out of it that could even go to parliament and be able to change the course of the running of the country.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, maybe we'll get back later because I know you've been part of it before. So, but before we get back to it, let's just go international first of all.
We take a flight.
Let's go to Iran.
Okay.
You know, late last week we saw what happened. The killing of that spiritual leader, the religious, yes, Ayatollah,
yes,
famously,
yes.
Ayatollah. So,
yes.
What happened? What do you take out of what is happening between Iran, Israel, and the US?
I think what is happening within those three spheres, the Iran, the United States, and Israel, purely spans from historical issues that have been there within our geopolitics.
Yeah.
And if you thought men have serious ego, then you would be able to ask yourself how nations are. Nations can also have very crazy egos. And some of the times, and most of the times, the wars that we have are actually creations of egos. But then to understand the context, you have to take it back in history and get who aggressed who, like who was the aggressor in what, how did we get here?
But let me ask you, even as you continue, is it really ego or is it maybe power? Because I tend to believe this is all about power.
I was actually going to justify why I believe, ego is just power as well.
Okay.
It's just another name, yeah? Because you look at it and you have to look at what is the origin of most of these issues between Israel, Iran, and America.
Yes. Now,
contextually, in Iran, before 1979, before the Ayatollahs took over the leadership of Iran and then created a theocratic regime.
Yes.
There was another regime. Now, that regime was more liberal.
It was
and it was pro-America.
Yes.
Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on who is looking at it, by the time we go to 1979, there was a lot of complaints within the Iran.
Yeah.
Most of the people felt like the government then was not representing them enough. And so this was overthrown by the Ayatollahs. Okay?
Yeah.
Part of what the US did is also to evacuate the leadership then. when the Ayatollahs took over, they were very famous and prominent at the time. They were popular with the people at the time because the call was that they are returning the country back to the people, to the Islamic dictates, to the discipline that the religion expects of them. And so within that popularity at the time, because America had been able to take some of the people to take the leaders to America,
Yeah.
the Ayatollahs kept demanding that bring those guys back, want to actually charge them from our own country. Yeah. When that was not happening, these guys took over the embassy of
The US.
the US in Iran. And actually captured about 60 or so. I'm not sure of the number. I might be wrong about the exactness of the number.
Yes, yes.
And then they took over those people and held them hostage for about 400 days. That is over a year. Now, and that's why my question of ego comes in.
Okay.
America is these people who have been able to position themselves in the world as the big boys.
We grew up knowing that the US, America is a superpower.
Exactly.
Yes.
So by fact that somebody was able to actually take hostage of their people for that long did not actually sit very well
With them,
with them. I think that was the time of President Jimmy Carter. Now, when that was able to happen, they had started having a strenuous relationship between America and Iran. But then where does Israel come in this? When the Ayatollahs took over the power in Iran, one of the first things they did is to declare that Israel is a Zionist regime that should actually be wiped off the face of the earth. So, seated there, and someone has been able to say that you should be wiped off the face of the earth, it becomes part of your responsibility to ensure that this person does not actually make true their claims. And that's why where I sit, I believe that Israel is always on a place where it is Iran that to me was the aggressor. And so Israel has kept being in a position where it has to defend itself and its people. And that's why every time Iran does something, for instance, starting to with the issue with the uranium, when they want to have what are they called?
The nuclear
weapons.
Yes.
Israel gets icked because Israel feels like, why are these guys getting these weapons? Who are these weapons meant for? Remember, these guys said that we should be wiped off the face of the earth. And so Israel must always be able to behave in a manner that protects its people as well. And so for a long time, these has always been tensions that are underworld, tensions here and there, diplomatic tensions here and there.
Yes.
Not direct attacks on each other, but I think they have gotten to a place where now they are going head to head with each other. And you see, because in war, people unite on the basis of the commonality of the enemy. Now you can be able to see that Israel here is not necessarily the aggressor. In my view, Iran was the aggressor from historical perspective because they are the ones who declared that these guys should be wiped off the face of the earth. But then look at it now. US has a problem with Iran because of what the Ayatollahs did when they took over the country. So there becomes a commonality of enmity. And you see the old saying, the enemy of, is it called the enemy of my friend? Or the enemy of my friend is also my enemy, something like that. Now that's what puts together the US and Israel on the same side. But in my view, among all those, I think Israel is more or less on the defensive. It's just trying to defend itself.
Yeah, I'm just looking back at, I'm just taking you back to the religious now governance of that country.
Yeah.
What is it that you have a country that is being run by religion? I mean, religion and the governance of a country.
You see, countries, there is a reason why we call them sovereign. Sovereign means that as a country, you have chosen the type of leadership you want, and that is what governs you. So like them in Iran, they have chosen that, you see what, they will have a theocracy. A theocracy is governments that are established by the religion, the religious institutions. And so the bosses of the religion are the bosses of the country. So even when they elect the president is essentially the head of government and not the head of state.
Uh-huh.
And that's why in Iran, the president, most people actually do not know that Iran also has a president.
As a president,
It has
yes.
a president who is essentially the head of government. So he conducts the day-to-day running of government, but not head of state. Where head of state means what? He's not in control of the military. He's not in control of the foreign affairs, the diplomatic relations.
So
that mandate is with the Ayatollah. The Ayatollah, who are now the religious leaders, who are being led by
the Shias.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
I think it's 90-something% of Shias, and
Yes.
then there are now the Sunnis, yeah?
Yes.
Who form just a small percentage of that country.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, of course, the Sunnis and the Shias, they have a difference in believing like who should lead the country.
Yes. But now what I'm saying is we cannot be able to question a country
Why they allowed
choose the type of leadership
Okay,
they choose.
we
Because
have-
when we look at us in Kenya, we are not like Tanzania. We are not like Uganda. We have decided that with us we'll have a president. The president will have a 5-year term. And in this 5-year term, after it ends, we must have another election. The Rwandans have decided that with us we'll have a president and their term will be 7 years. So we cannot be able to say that different countries exercise their sovereignty differently.
Okay.
The same Africa, you go to Morocco, they have more or less the same
some
where
kind
they,
of
they,
an
they have a
arrangement.
king,
Yes. Okay.
who is also the head of state.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm also looking at Israel. Israel, for the longest time, they've just always been in war. Left, like this side, it is Palestinian.
Yeah.
This other side, it is the Iran. Like they have never, I don't know whether they've ever experienced peace.
They actually operate like a lonely voice, like even where they are. I think their only ally becomes the United States. And most of the people even around them are not necessarily their allies. Probably
And not necessarily their enemies, right?
are not necessarily their enemies. Per se.
Okay.
So, but then I've kept saying that I might be wrong, but most of the time I see them trying to be on the defensive. Many people attack them, but when they retaliate, it's always perceived as though they are the ones who are orchestrating every other attack. That's why I feel like I think it's high time they tell their story differently. They tell their story better, because I think many people do not even understand their story.
Yeah.
And that's why the only time their story is told is when it's about war and about such issues.
Okay.
So I think that is part of their disadvantage. It disadvantages them because when people don't know too much about you, when you don't tell your story much enough, your story is told by the enemy. And the only story then people hear about them then becomes war. And that's why there's that perception that you just say that everyone feels like these guys, every time we hear them, it's either who is being attacked, they are attacking whoever and all. So I think they just need to tell their story differently.
Yeah, because
maybe come on the Citizens mic, tell their story here.
Oh yeah, they are welcome. Yeah, so much welcome to come and tell their story. Because I was also looking at because if you look at the problem in Iran, it is religious, like let's say.
Yeah.
You look at the problem also in Israel.
Yeah.
People don't want to buy the issue of religion.
Yeah, some part of the country.
Yeah, some part of the people don't really want to buy that fact that the whatever problems that are happening within those countries, majorly it's religious.
Yeah. And Nani says that they are the chosen country. The Prime Minister of Israel.
Of Israel.
Netanyahu says they are the chosen country, chosen by God.
Well, even us who
And so
read
you
the
see,
Bible,
when a country starts reasoning like that, it suspends logic. You see, anytime you go into conversations that now become heavily about religiosity, logic is a bit suspended. Because when I tell you that you should do this, and when you ask me why, I tell you it's because the Lord has told me. Now it's very little. Like
so now you're coming closer to why I had asked you about a country being run by religion, like by religious leaders, because somehow there are some things that are put aside. The logic and so many other things are being put aside.
That is true, and I did not say it's untrue. What I said is that when a country has chosen that is the way it will be governed, there is very little the rest of the world can actually
really do.
Because that is what sovereignty is about, that they have chosen that this is our path. And unlike, I don't think you can actually even equate that directly with Israel. Iran is the one that has chosen to be led by just religion. It has the Ayatollah who will be there for the longest. At least for Israel, they have elections. They go to the election. They choose their leaders more often than the other one. So
Actually, I was talking about the problems. I was just talking about
the dictates of democracy. Yes. But of course, I agree with you that religion also plays, because remember also this Christian versus Muslim.
The Muslim, yes, the Islamic.
So there's that larger perspective of it as well, which I think I keep believing that and persuading that we don't go that direction, where we now start having, where the conversation now is reduced to Christian versus Muslim, because now that will now spill over from just being, it will change the perspective of this
changes
conversation.
Just everything.
And everything, It will actually come to even our homes here in Kenya now. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So now America are justified to do whatever they are doing?
I don't think so. From my perspective, I don't think so, because again, I told you, historical perspective, it's ego play, where our biggest problem is because our people were captured at some point, and you people were in charge at some point, and we used to control this country at some point, but now we are not. Now, the Ayatollah is also having a different story altogether. Where America seems to be justified is when they talk about the issue of we must control who has nuclear weapon and who doesn't have.
So,
because they tend to say, because remember, they are the world, they are the superpower anyway, unless something happens.
We have China coming, economical.
But as of now, they are the US is the world superpower, and so they believe that it's their responsibility to prefect the world and ensure that a certain amount of destruction and ammunition for destruction, every country must only have up to this level, and so that then there can be peace in the world.
Yeah, because
how that holds is a question of wait and see.
Yeah, because I was asking myself, because I know, yes. I tend to believe America has nuclear weapons, right?
Yeah, yes.
They have nuclear weapons.
Yes.
But no another country that should produce nuclear weapons.
Yes.
Apart from them,
because they are the superpower. That's why, and that's what I'm saying. It's a question of interpretation. Because let me bring it down to our Kenyan situation. We have 47 governments,
yes.
Okay, and one national government, but only one controls the military. We don't have the military in each of the 47 counties. Okay,
we don't have the military there, but it's not controlled. Does Nairobi County really control the military of this country?
No, and that's what I'm saying.
It's just,
we have 47 governments in Kenya, but only the national government controls the police, controls the military. Why is it so? So that at some level there can be, someone has to be in charge of everybody, and someone has to prefect how everything else is done. You can imagine a situation where, Trisha, we had a military for Nairobi County, we have another military for Bomet
Mombasa.
County, we have another military for Mombasa
It
County.
Could be chaotic.
Like me in Bungoma now, we also have a military and a police. You see, it's not obvious that there will be chaos, because probably you can also have them and there's discipline, but you cannot foretell that. So the best way is, can we be able to have one person who can actually prefect all of us and say, you can only have this up to this level, so that at the end of the day, there is discipline and control in the world. So I think that's what a superpower means.
Have all the countries really accepted to be controlled by this superpower?
The ones, by a superpower is not about acceptance.
By fire, by force.
Power is about dominance.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we know, of course, we cannot refute the fact that America, of course, has been a superpower in terms of the military, in terms of the weapons, in terms of even their currency.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the currency that dominates all over.
Yeah. So we compare ourselves always to the dollar.
Yeah. So now I just want to understand. So it is just by force, like whether you like it or not, we are going to rule you.
Power is dominance, once again, Trisha. Power is not necessarily about negotiation and acceptance. Yeah. That is just the harsh reality. Yeah, it's dominance. That's why he who dominates is the one in charge.
Because
as it stands now, America is the dominant factor, and that's why we always will be able to pay homage and respect to that side. It might not be what we want, but that's the reality. Yeah, because I have to communicate what is the truth, not what I feel and what my emotions are. That is just
Okay, yeah,
reality.
because I just had the other
You see
day.
how we get excited when the American president visits Kenya.
I think nowadays we are past that excitement, by the way.
I don't think
How
so.
I feel like it's like we are getting past. I think we have so many problems as a country.
But you are a journalist, Trisha. How much did you cover President Ruto when he was going to the US? Do you cover him the same when he's going to Tanzania?
Personally, I think
you people are interested in even knowing how much the flight was. Yeah, you are interested in even knowing how
no,
many
we were
people
interested
went.
because it was affecting us.
No, because it was America.
No. I think as Kenyans,
why aren't we interested in the president's travel to Tanzania?
No, I ended to Tanzania. Tanzania ni hapa. We know, you know why?
Doesn't it affect us?
It affects us, but not that big time, and especially
how
like
big does America?
The problem, like for example, for the America, look at the people, the number of people, the cost that was incurred for him to go to the US, and again also depends with whatever you're going to do there.
A cost is incurred for every.
Because the other day when he went, this time round, by the way, when he went, there was not so much. What we were interested in is whatever he was going to sign there.
Good. Why are we interested in what he's going to sign there? Because there is something that can come to us from there. That is why they are a superpower.
Okay.
I hope that ends that conversation.
Okay. Let's end it at that. So let's come back to the country.
Yeah.
The other day I saw the ODM do their meeting.
Yeah.
And whatever came out of the meeting was, of course, they were rubber stamping the fact that they've given a mandate to the party leader.
Yeah.
To go and do negotiations on behalf of the party,
yes.
Whatever, and especially the negotiations towards the 2027 elections.
Yes.
And then there's also the issue of the 10-point agenda, whereby they said that I think they said on Tuesday, is it on Tuesday? This coming Tuesday, that is the date they set aside whereby we shall have the UDA, the Kenya Kwanza, meeting the ODM.
Yeah.
With regards to the 10 points agenda.
Yeah.
And one thing that also came out of that is the fact that they said these points were not necessarily supposed to be implemented immediately. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we will still have to see some of these points still pending. The issues that were raised in that 10-point agenda still pending because they are not necessarily supposed to be implemented immediately. Maybe, I don't know, what is your take, whether you've been following what has been happening around that?
Yeah, I saw the meeting. It was a parliamentary group meeting.
Yeah.
The first thing that came to my mind, or not even my mind, what I saw is that there was near 100% attendance of the parliamentary group meeting. And remember, parliamentary group meeting brings together the leadership of the political party, both the NEC and the guys at the Senate and the National Assembly. So for me, the first thing I saw is a party that has a direction, because I expected to see factions, like maybe half, because what the media has been covering, it's been made to look like ODM has been split in the middle. I saw Jeff Koinange split an orange on Citizen TV.
No, just say what we've been seeing. Yes. What we've been seeing, yes. No, not what's really necessarily what we've been covering.
No, that's what the media has been covering, Trisha. It has been covering it as though ODM is split in the middle. That's why I'm even using an example of a journalist like yourself.
Let me ask you a question. I don't
know why that icks you, because
it icks me because you're saying what journalists have been covering. True. And what I know is we have been covering. If you, like, there's a faction that has decided to do their meeting here.
Yeah.
And another faction has decided to do the other meeting there. So, okay, what are we supposed to cover? We are supposed to cover them separately, because they said this is the Sifuna's faction. They have a rally in Sbiwea, and this is also another faction that has a rally in another. We will report things as they are.
Okay.
We are not trying to make things look like... Okay, continue. Okay.
Once again, I insist. What media has kept making it look like there's a split in ODM. Mm-hmm. The meeting that Honorable Sifuna and my friend Babu and others have been having has a name. Mm-hmm. It's called Linda Mwananchi.
Linda Mwananchi.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that is an entity on its own. why it's made to look like it's splinter and whatever is a creation of the media. Now, that's why I'm saying the first thing that I saw in during that PG is a party that seemed to be reading from one script, because I even saw leaders from the other supposed faction also in attendance. Two, I was able to see that whatever the decisions they are making are not just, for long we had just been seeing the NEC and the management committee.
Yes.
And some of us were feeling like probably maybe this NEC is not even in sync with the members of parliament, is not even in sync with the senators. Probably there is a NEC that is alone. But what came out evidently is that these decisions are actually in sync. Now, and to me that was good enough. I saw there near about the 10-point agenda. I expected more depth on the issue. Remember, and I also love that they acknowledged that the chair of the 10-point agenda is actually a member of ODM, like we had discussed on this mic before. And it is even, the burden of responsibility is even more to ODM than to their partners. Because one, they have the chair of the 10-point agenda. Two, they are the ones who wrote it. Yeah, because it has been Sifuna's admission that he is in fact the one who
was writing,
who actually wrote them.
Yes.
So when you have the person leading it and the person who wrote it, then who has the burden of responsibility? The bigger burden of responsibility is actually on ODM. And because I don't like jumping ahead of the gun, I want to see what report is presented at the end of the day. Of course, we have issues that we both have seen how they have gone. For instance, there was the compensation of victims. Which has never been done. Which was stopped by the court.
Yes.
Yeah? Not never been done. Which was stopped by the court.
Yes.
Okay? That's why now, then when I say journalists are the ones who say it stopped, you'll say
it was stopped, but it was not done. So I just said it was never done.
Yeah, but you see, that is misleading to the audience. Because audiences need facts. The fact is that was able to be halted by the court process. So it's a matter in court now.
I can challenge you on that because, yes, it was stopped by the court.
Yeah.
That one we are in agreement.
Yeah.
And the process had already started. But now, why was it stopped?
That's what I'm saying. It's a matter before the court. The court will tell us why it stopped.
Yeah, why it was stopped is the reason why we are saying it was never done. The reasons why...
Many things are stopped by the court, Trisha.
Yes.
For example, when this administration took over and they had the housing program, what happened? The first instance, the housing program was stopped by the court. But when the court stops, it does not mean the program is bad. It just means sometimes there is legal parameters that need to be followed and such kind of things. Because later on, the same court is the one that said, okay, guys, you can now proceed, but proceed this way.
So that's what we've been waiting for. We see now people being compensated.
Exactly. Until the
court. So that now we can go out there and say, yes, victims have been compensated.
Yeah, but it's a matter before court.
Okay. Yeah. So it has not been done.
Yeah, it's not been done because it's a matter before court.
Okay.
So we wait and see how that goes. Now we have other issues around subjects of inclusivity. Some of them that I've been able to see several appointments having been done, especially from the ODM side into government. Some of them even happened before they even had that 10-point agenda. But my thinking is, instead of jumping ahead of the gun, I really want to see what they actually present, so that I'm usually an optimist, not a pessimist. So unlike many people, I don't jump ahead of the gun to cast aspersions in what I have not seen. So I give them a chance so that let us be able to read the report. Then we can be able to have a conversation about the report and see the veracity of, do we feel it meets our expectations or not?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, as we wind up, there is this letter that has been written about Jubilee, questioning how Matiang'i was able to be chosen as a presidential candidate by Nguchiri. So what about it? Because I know you've been a member, you've been a youth leader at Jubilee party, and also the realignments that we saw some times back.
Yeah. First of all, Trisha, the Jubilee constitution reads that the party leader should be the presidential candidate of the party.
Yes.
Now, the current person chosen to be presidential candidate has the designation deputy party leader. But now, our politics, Trisha, we live in very interesting times. We live in interesting times because we live in a country where one member of a political party, like Honorable Edwin Sifuna, can disagree with the entire NEC And when he disagrees with the entire NEC, we say he should be protected because his voice must be heard because we live in a democracy. And we're able to say that you people must listen to him. Then the same people who protect him and say he should be listened to and say his rights must be not infringed are the same people who want to castigate Ngunjiri Wambugu because he has asked a question in a political party. So you see, the threshold becomes weird.
Sure.
Because Ngunjiri Wambugu is also a member of a political party as Jubilee. He's a ranking member of the political party. He has asked a question. Now, the same people who protect the rights of Sifuna are now saying that Ngunjiri Wambugu is a mole. They are now saying that Ngunjiri Wambugu should be lynched. They are now saying that Ngunjiri Wambugu should be punished for asking such questioning the party. And that's what I'm saying. We live in interesting times where when I think it favors me, it is good. When it doesn't, it's not good. Because if there is anyone who has better threshold to ask, in my view, is actually Ngunjiri Wambugu more than Sifuna. And you ask me why. Ngunjiri Wambugu is just a member of the party. He does not sit in any organ of the party that makes decisions.
Yes.
And on that threshold, he can actually ask any question. On the other side, Edwin Sifuna is a secretary general. He sits
he's part of the leadership.
Part of the leadership of the party and therefore must be part and parcel of the decision-making organ. Remember, when I read that letter by Honorable Ngunjiri Wambugu, to be honest, I didn't read any mischief in it because it's just a letter of a member who is trying to seek clarification. All the party needs to do is to clarify. You simply write back as the Secretary General or the chair and say, no, this was the process. Because he's asking two questions, Trisha. Ngunjiri Wambugu is asking question number one. He's saying, under what process did we arrive at Matiang'i
yes.
as a presidential candidate?
Yes.
And
while the Constitution says otherwise.
He has not even quoted that bit of the Constitution. He has just said, how did we arrive here?
Yes.
Which I think is a legit question. You can simply tell him that probably it was a NEC decision. Yeah? And maybe probably he'll ask now, for a decision as big as a presidential candidate, the party actually needs a national delegates convention. Was the convention held? So it's just simple questions that the party can answer. And question number two that Honorable Ngunjiri Wambugu is asking is, our party leader, our deputy party leader, who is our presidential candidate, is openly endorsing candidates from other political parties. Where does that leave us as aspirants of the political party? And I think that's a valid concern from a member, especially who is an aspirant, because he's quoting a case scenario where Honorable Matiang'i endorses Senator Methu for Senator of Nyandarua, and yet Jubilee as a party has a candidate in the same
position.
In the same Nyandarua. And that candidate was also there when Honorable Matiang'i was endorsing Methu. As members and as aspirants of the party, they must be worried. And that, to me, is a legit concern from a member who is saying, wait a minute, how are we endorsing how is the person leading us endorsing others? And what I see is that he's being answered by people who are telling him that, but do you know why? Rigathi Gachagua endorsed Machogu in Kisii, and Machogu is a candidate on Jubilee. I have not confirmed that, but that is the argument that they are fronting.
Yes.
They are saying, but you guys, Rigiji endorsed Machogu in Kisii for governor. Why aren't you complaining about that? And I'm saying, no, wait, that is DCP to complain. It is the DCP
not
aspirants
Jubilee
who should be complaining about that. And two, another question is, when Rigathi was endorsing Machogu, who was the DCP candidate in Kisii that got disadvantaged? Because DCP, up to now, I have not seen them having a candidate for governor in Kisii. That means when Rigathi is endorsing Machogu, he is not disadvantaging his party, he's not disadvantaging his aspirants. But when the Jubilee presidential candidate is endorsing a DCP candidate, that disadvantages Jubilee. As responsible aspirants and members of the political party, they must be able to ask these questions. Unfortunately, the same people who are protecting the rights of others in other political parties to rebel from the leadership of the party are the same ones who are now wanting to lynch Honorable Ngunjiri Wambugu, who is a member of the party, and they don't want him to question anything in the party, and they are now labeling him, they are calling him an NIA small, they are calling him I've seen them calling him all manner of names
okay.
that he needs to be punished. And I'm asking myself, why are we like this as a country? Why can't we just be consistent? If we really believe that people have a right to question, then others cannot have more right than others.
True.
If it is okay for these ones to question in their political party, it must be okay for you as also to question in your own political party. We must not celebrate the challenges in other political parties and call them democracy. And when it comes to us, we now say that is disturbance.
Okay. So, according to you now, Jubilee, specifically Uhuru Kenyatta, should come out to respond to this.
Not necessarily President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta is far above such kind of things, Trisha. Mm-hmm. These are things that can be responded to by the chair of the party, the Secretary General of the party. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even the executive director of the party, even the director of communication of the party can simply clarify, because what I saw Ngunjiri ask is he sought clarification. It shouldn't be hard to clarify. It is like asking the citizen's mic, do you record on Monday or Tuesday? How does that become a difficult question? You simply say Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
You don't start labeling the person asking and saying he's working.
So because
I
thought maybe it could be because Uhuru Kenyatta has done it himself. You say it is him who has been endorsing the Matiang'i, right?
Yeah, it is Matiang'i who has been endorsing candidates of other political parties.
Or the question was Matiang'i, not why Jubilee?
No, the letter was written to President Uhuru Kenyatta because he's the party leader.
He is a party leader, so that's why I'm asking.
Questions were asked to President Uhuru Kenyatta because he's the party leader. He's the supreme
How
leader.
we arrived at him.
So he's asking, how did we arrive at
Matiang'i
as the presidential candidate of the party? Which I don't think is a complicated question. A responsible organization can simply say, this is what... It's like asking Trisha, how did we arrive at this gentleman as the producer of this show? Should that question annoy you?
No, it shouldn't.
And when it annoys you, then there must be a problem.
As the leader who chose him,
yes,
of course I'll be able to respond.
Exactly.
So that's why I was asking,
yes,
is it Uhuru Kenyatta to answer this, or is it now the party leadership as a whole?
I want to believe that he can also answer because he's the supreme leader of the party. But I want to believe that he is way above responding to matters about aspirants. We have chairs of the party. We have the director of elections. Unlike the citizens' mic, Trisha, where you could be the sole decision maker and you are the alpha and omega.
No, we have a board of directors. We have a board of directors for the citizens' mic.
Yeah,
yes.
For a political party, it has a neck. It has a national executive committee. It has a national management committee. It has various levels. It has various leaders who can actually make such a response.
Okay, I think for today, we will call it a day. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to the viewers for choosing the Citizens Mic podcast. As usual, continue sharing our podcast, continue sharing our interviews so that now we can have so many people joining us in this conversation, which is quite important because I think we are doing quite good work.
Yeah, you're doing
so
a
far.
good job.
Yeah,
good job.
Good job so far. Yeah. Thank you so much for choosing the Citizens Mic podcast. Continue sharing our links so that now we can have so many people viewing and watching our interviews. So until next time, I'm your host, Tricia Wayua. Goodbye and take care.